know what, family? I kept making that chocolate Hellmann's cake, mayonnaise cake, and it failed on me time after time after time. I made it successful the very first time years ago, and I can't duplicate it. I don't know what I did. And I said, I'm never going to make that cake again. And I even say to myself, I'm never going to make a cake from scratch. I lied. Today, I'm going to make a really big cake. It's going to take 18-cup tube pan to cook it. Want to know what it is? How I made it? Come along, let's do it. Okay, we're going to make my version of a $1 million Mile High 7-Up or Sprite Pound Cake. I have Sprite, I don't have any 7-Up. So in this, and I'm using the 8-quart mixer because 5-quart is too small to handle this. So in here I have 4 cups of sugar, and I'm going to add butter and cream cheese. It's 2.5 cups of sugar, which is, 2.5 cups of butter, which is 5 sticks of butter. And I cut them up into little squares to make it easier to cream. And there's 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia cream cheese. I also cut that up too in the little squares. It's already plugged in. Bring it up. And I've got to set a timer, so let me get that ready, because we want to cream this for exactly 7 minutes. So I want to set that up before I start it. Okay. I stopped the timer because I want to scrape the sides. I'm going to make sure everything is getting creamed. In this bowl, I have 4 cups all-purpose flour. I have 1 teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon baking soda, and half a teaspoon salt. Those were all sifted together. And then I added a 5.9 ounce package of lemon pudding. I did not sift the lemon pudding. We're also going to use 1/4 cup lemon juice. Since I didn't have any lemons in the house, I'm just using these. Half a cup of soda. This is Sprite, or it could be 7-Up. First, we'll have our vanilla and our lemon extracts. And I'm also going to try some of these in the lemon and butter vanilla. And the only other thing we're going to add is some food coloring. And I joined a Facebook group called Black People's Pound Cake. And there were 2 ladies in there that shared a recipe. One was for a 7-Up pound cake. One was for a $1 million Mile High lemon pound cake. And I kind of combined them and put my own spin on them. And that's where I got this from. It's the first time I've ever made this. So let's keep our fingers crossed, all of them, and see how it works. Because y'all know, I can do a box cake really well, but from scratch, I struggle with it. But I'm going to keep trying. Oh, I forgot to say the other ingredient are 10 large eggs. So the eggs, the butter, the cream cheese, and my all-purpose flour were left out for at least an hour to get to room temperature. You have 1.5 minutes. When I start adding the eggs, I'm going to add them one at a time. And I'm going to lower the speed on the mixer. And I'm only going to mix until it's combined. And then I'll add the next one. My oven is not preheated because this is to bake at 325 in a cold oven. And I also have a pan, my 9-inch square glass baking pan is in the oven with water in it. That'll help keep the cake moist as it bakes, because it's going to bake at least 1.5 hours. You don't want it to dry out. Okay, time's up. So now we're going to the first egg in here. We're gonna turn it on low, a little bit lower. Only beat until it's combined. Second egg. And here's the last egg. Egg number 2. And turn it off because now we add the extracts, food coloring, and lemon juice. There's the lemon juice. The extracts. I need to shake them up. It's 1 tablespoon of vanilla. And then this butter vanilla emulsion. I'm going to add a teaspoon of that. I added a tablespoon and a half of lemon extract. I'm going to add a teaspoon of this is the lemon emulsion. And I'll stir that a little bit. Okay, now I want to add we're going to alternate the dry ingredients with the Sprite. And I think I'm actually going to hand mix this a little bit because I don't want to over mix this. Because over mixing, I think, is what caused so many of my other made from scratch cakes to fail. So I'm going to try my best not to over mix this one. I will say this, it smells really lemony. And you know what else I forgot? I don't even know if I need it though, at least not much. I gotta add the food coloring. So here's my yellow food coloring. It's weird that it's, it looks red, but when you mix it in, it's yellow. See that? Okay. Start with the dry and you end with the dry. And you only mix until incorporated. Okay. Add some of the Sprite. Add some more of the dry ingredients. And I'm using the Nordic Ware 18 cup tube pan for this. If you don't have an 18 cup Bundt pan, tube pan, you're going to have to use 2 different cake pans because it's just not going to fit in a 10 or 12 cup Bundt pan. It's too much batter. And it will definitely overflow in your stove. And as I usually do, I'm going to put my Bundt pan on a cookie sheet before I put it in the oven in case it does overflow. Okay. I'm going to pour the rest of that Sprite in there. And last of the dry ingredients. Yeah, there's no way this would have fit in my 5-quart KA. And one of the ladies in that Facebook group I was telling you about, Black People's Pound Cake, she had it in her 5-quart KA. She's like, I made a mess in my kitchen. And I'm glad she posted that, because when I first started thinking about making this, I was going to use my 5-quart KA. And I told her, thank you so much for that tip. So now I knew after her tip, and I told her this, I'm going to use my 8-quart KA. I still see some bits of flour. Just trying to get that all incorporated. Okay, I'm going to stop mixing. And another tip I learned in the group is the KAs are real, when I say K, I mean the KitchenAid stand mixers, are so powerful that they do a lot over mixing of your cakes, even when you think you're not over mixing. So, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Here's that Nordic track. Here's that Nordic ware 18 cup 2-pan I was telling you about. And I've sprayed it with Baker's Joy. Now we're just going to add the batter. I'm going to turn it around. I'm not going to put a frosting on it, I'm going to put a glaze on it. See, I had some more, a little bit of flour there. Just want to incorporate that. Now I will spoon, or use my spatula, that is, the rest of the batter in there. And a little bit of flour that's falling onto the cookie sheets. That's on the cookie sheet, that's from my spatula. Yeah, there's no way this batter would have fit in a 10 or 12 cup Bundt pan. Because when you're cooking your bunch, you don't want to fill your Bundt pan more than 3/4 full. And this will be 3/4 full, and this again is an 18 cup. Now that Facebook group, Black People's Pound Cake, that's not my Facebook group. That's just one that I found, and they have a lot of good tips on there, and I highly recommend you check it out, especially if you want to start making Bundt cakes from scratch. They have really good tips in their group, and I don't get anything from you joining or anything like that. I just sharing information. A lot of the people in there are men and women, and it's not just black folks, it's all races in there. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, whatever. They're all in there. And like I said, male and female. Quite a few of them on there are so good at baking cakes that they bake them and sell them. This one lady was even shipping hers, and I was like, wow. And she said when she ships it, she just wraps it in aluminum foil. You know, she lets it fully cool. Wraps it in aluminum foil and ships it away. And another lady on there, she also ships hers too, but she says she wraps hers in saran wrap first, then aluminum foil, and then she boxes it for shipping. But I was just amazed by that. I was like, wow, that's so cool. I'm gonna taste its batter. Oh wow, it's good. Dry up, wipe up that flour. Always want to shake your Bundt pan, tap it, get any air bubbles out. Cleaning the cookie sheet off. Again, this goes in a cold oven, and I'm going to set it at 325. And one recipe baked for an hour 15 minutes. That was the one without the cream cheese. And the other one baked for an hour and 35 to 40 minutes. This one's going to be an hour to 35 because I do have that cream cheese. Maybe even a little longer. Let's pray. But here we go. Okay, the cake cooked for an hour and 20 minutes. Probably should have checked it a little bit sooner. It's a little darker than I wanted, but you see, the cake tester's coming out clean. I'm gonna let it cool, and then I'll flip it. Okay, it's been cooling for about 10 minutes. So we're gonna try flipping it out. This is the cookie sheet I cooked it on. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Okay. I'm gonna move this over so you guys can see it flip. Still a little too warm, so I want to use my pot holders. Oh, that is a heavy cake. Oh, it came out. I can feel it that it came out, because now I can't move it. I'm just gonna have to do that. Oh, a little bit of it stuck, but oh, it's so light and fluffy. You see that? See how that's bouncing? Just a little bit of it stuck. See if I can get this out in one piece. See how moist that is? It almost came out. You see, everything else came out. That's okay. Because when I put the glaze on there, I'll put it heavier on that part. And this got some weight to it, people. But that's a pretty cake. I'm glad I checked it and didn't let it cook longer. Would have been too dark. And I just want to do this. See, it's still clean. So it is definitely done. Oh, I wish I hadn't. That one little part hadn't stuck. But that's okay. Next time I make it, I'll let it cool for 15 minutes. Maybe those extra 5 minutes will prevent that from sticking. We're still gonna eat it. We're gonna tear it up. That's what we're gonna do. So, I'm gonna move this off the oven and let it cool. I already got the glaze made up. This was a cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons Sprite, and I put a little lemon flavor. But because I have that, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna double it, but I'll double it when it's time to. Right before putting the glaze on. Okay, I flipped it back over the other side. You can see it's a little dark. So next time I make this, I will check it after an hour, because it's baked for an hour and 20 minutes. And if I need to, I will cover it with foil so it doesn't get so brown on the top. Here's the glaze. And I think I will be, oh, no, maybe not. I was going to say, I think I will be doubling it, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I want some more glaze. Oh, it tastes really good. So I'm gonna add a cup of powdered sugar or confectioner sugar, a few drops of the lemon flavor, I didn't really measure that, I just added it as you saw. I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of the Sprite. In the video of the Star David cake I made, that's all that's left. So, oh man, it smells good still. So we needed some more cake. So now, just going to whisk this together. And this is how I made that glaze that I just poured on there. And I let the cake cool almost 3 hours. Let's see. And I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more Sprite. That's what I did last time too. Just a few more drops. Okay, so I want some of the glaze to go down the sides here. So this is the first time I made this cake. First time I've made a glaze, I think too. Or at least that way anyway. Get it in the center. Oh yeah. So I'll remember, I'm gonna write it on my recipe that I need to double the glaze. I like it with the double glaze. And we'll just get it up here on the top. Should have did a little design, but oh well. Get this out of the way. And there it is. Okay, family, there it is. This is Buffy's $1 million Mile High Sprite or 7-Up pound cake, and I use Sprite. Okay, family, that's it. I started eating the cake and forgot to turn the video on. Look at that. And I don't know what tastes better, the cake or the glaze. This is definitely a winner. Thanks for watching, family. If you haven't already, like this video, share it with your family and friends, and leave a comment. Have you ever made a $1 million pound cake? Or have you ever made a 7-Up or Sprite pound cake? Let me know. And let me know how you make it. I love learning new recipes. That's why I joined that Facebook group. And you should give it a try. Just check it out. If you're into making pound cakes, they have great tips in there. Until the next video, I'm going to link that video with the chocolate cake I showed you that we've just about gobbled up. I'll link that video so you can watch that one too. That one was a box cake mix. But I, family, just made a homemade cake. I made a cake from scratch. I'm so excited. So please subscribe and stick with me as we learn together and we make some more cakes from scratch and box cake mix. And there's something else I want to make too, some muffins and some other stuff. But I just want to show this again. Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in the next video, family. Love you all. Bye for now.